I don't know what I'm about to talk about. Definitely just wanted to see what would happen if I press record, see what thoughts are roaming in my head right now, and if I can allow what's in me just to come out, just because, not really for any particular outcome, right? I'm not trying to inspire you. I'm not trying to instill you to do something. I'm not trying to motivate you, because motivation that arises in the moment usually disappears by 5 p.m. And I happen to be recording this at 6 p.m., something like that. But 5 p.m. will come tomorrow. But you get what I'm saying. Motivation comes and goes. We never want to chase that. Motivation in itself is not really anything. You can be inspired and something can ignite a fire within you to do something. And the only way you actually get that thing done is because the desire to do it was already within you. The ignition that happened just gave you that extra little, we'll call it boost, that you were, I don't want to say needing, right? Because you don't need anything. What's been on my head lately has been this idea of achieving, of journeys, of destinations. I actually wrote an article on my website about this. And as I go into this, I don't want you to listen for agreements or disagreements, right? You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, that's fine. But when you do that, you're really just agreeing or disagreeing based on your own particular way that you view the world. And the work that I do is to challenge people's thinkings, right? So even though this is not to motivate you or inspire you or anything like that, I may end up challenging you, and that's okay. So don't listen for agreements, don't listen for any disagreements, because then you're just listening for me to say something in a way that is still within your own view of the world. Right? I want your world to change. So listen more so for an insight. Maybe I say something that you don't agree with. Explore why you don't agree with that. And maybe that exploration will be the insight that you are searching for. Because we're all searching for something. We're all seeking something. We're all desperate for something. So back to the journey, right? Achievement. There's a saying, and I'm sure you've all heard of it before. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Enjoy the journey. The journey is the best part. And for the longest time, I said, yes, that makes sense. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about all the things that I learned along the way. And that's what my focus is, focusing on the journey. And it wasn't until I had my own thinking challenge and a paradigm shift happened with me that I realized that I'm going to choose not to agree with that. In some part, I do. In some part, yes, the journey is important. The journey is what gets you from A to B. But the shift that I recently had is that, yes, the journey is important, and my focus is on the destination. I wouldn't be on this journey if I wasn't trying to get somewhere. And the trap that most people fall into, and I know I've fallen into it, is that I'm so focused on the journey that I forget the destination. I forget where I was even going. When you leave your house, when you get in your car, you don't get in your car just to get in your car. You get in your car to go somewhere, to get to a destination. So the destination is important. There has to be an outcome. If there wasn't an outcome, if there wasn't something that I was desiring, if there wasn't something that I was striving to get to, I wouldn't be on the journey in the first place. And so we end up getting just so caught up in the journey that we forget about the destination. And then goals change, visions change, missions change, and we end up getting lost and looking back months later, years later, what the hell happened? Why am I still in the same place? Because you forgot where you were going. You got so caught up in reading all the books and listening to all the podcasts and taking all the courses and doing all the meditating and all the stuff that you forgot what it is you were actually trying to do. You ended up just focusing on getting good at that, getting good at all the things in the journey. And you know what I'm talking about. Say, for example, for myself, I'm in the coaching space, and there's so many online marketers, there's so many courses happening. You need to do this, you need to follow this 5-step plan to have a 7-figure business. You need to coach this way, you need to market this way, you need to have your enrollment conversations this way, 30-minute taster sessions, XYZ, all that stuff. And at one point I got caught up in all that. And I would focus solely on getting good at that. How do I get better at this? How do I keep doing this? How do I keep doing this? And I ended up just focusing on that and never doing the thing that I actually needed to do, which was coach people, have conversations with people, connect with people. I got so caught up in figuring out how to do the how that I never got there. Everyone wants to know how to get somewhere, how to do something, that the how ends up being the goal. You end up wanting to become a master at the how. You end up wanting to become a master of meditation, of journaling, of reading books, that you end up forgetting why you even wanted to do all that in the first place. Another example, take meditation, right? I wholeheartedly believe in it. And at first I was doing it just because my goal was to get a sense of inner peace, reach a state of self-realization, connect closer to source. Wonderful. That's kind of my destination. But I got so caught up in the how, right? Making sure that I'm breathing properly, making sure that my spine is upright, my fingers are a certain way, and was focusing so much on that I ended up forgetting why I was even doing it in the first place. And for me, it's not about just 20 minutes of peace or 10 minutes of peace. Because I can have 10 minutes of peace in the meditation, then it's gone. Something happens, some circumstance happens, and I lose what the meditation was. Right? My goal is to have my problems be solved. My goal is to reach total and complete freedom of the mind. And that's why I wanted to meditate. And I'm slowly getting back to that. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to meditate or do yoga, things like that. If your desire is to have those, 10 minutes, those 30 minutes of peace, if that's your desire, if that's your outcome, wonderful. But if you're just doing it because someone said, hey, this is how you get peaceful for a little bit. You just do a little bit of yoga, do some meditation, and that's how you'll get it. No one can tell you how to get somewhere. No one can be, Dr. Kapil Gupta says, no one can be prescribed to anything. Right? I can't tell you how to be successful. I can't tell you how to reach a level of self-realization or nirvana or samadhi, inner peace, whatever the word is for you. I can't tell you how to do that. And perfect example, right? The evidence is all around us. You have incredible athletes. You have amazing enlightened beings like the Buddha, Jesus the Christ, right? You have all these people that they'll tell you the how, right? The Buddha's writings have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. And you have Buddhist monks that study his work religiously, that meditate 6-8 hours a day, right? They're doing the how, but how many of them have reached enlightenment? How many athletes out there are becoming the next Michael Jordan? I'm sure he's talked about how he got there. If you try to do something the way someone tells you to do it, you'll never get there. You'll never get to where they have gotten to, because they don't even know how they've gotten to it. That's the thing about greatness, is they don't even know the things they do great, they don't even know how they do it. So backing up a bit and slowing down a bit. No one can tell you how to achieve the things that you want. No one can tell you how to get to where it is that you want to go. No one can tell you how to get to your destination. They can give suggestions, they can give invitations, and maybe you try some of them out. And that's fine, right? If you have that desire to try those things, if you have that desire to want to meditate, to do the yoga, to do the journaling, to take the courses and all that, wonderful. Go for it. The thing is, don't allow that to be the thing. Don't forget about why you're doing it in the first place. If you were thrown into an ocean, it's another example by Dr. Gupta. If you were thrown into an ocean, you wouldn't be asking for flailing lessons, right? Your instincts would come in and you would use all of your energy, all of your might to stay afloat or to get yourself to shore. You didn't have to be told how to flail your arms, right? Instinct just came in and you did what you needed to do because the desperation and the desire was strong enough. The people who succeed, the people who achieve great things, do so because the desperation was strong enough and their desire was strong enough. So maybe you're not desperate enough for what you want. Maybe your desire isn't strong enough. And I don't say that to bring you down. I just say that to say it. It is what it is, right? And all the things that I say, I am always saying it to myself. And like I said towards the beginning, try not to listen for agreements or disagreements. If you do or you don't, that's fine with me. I don't care either way. Listen for an insight. Listen for something to shake up your world. Listen for something to challenge your own thinking. And then explore that. And that's where shifts and change can happen. I think I'm complete. Take care.